Peace, peace. What up? What up? This is Elder Sensei, one half of the Artifacts. Yo, listening right now. You are checking out my man J-Ronin, All Elements Mix Show, y'all. Peace. Let's get it popping. Elder Sensei, one.
What up, ladies and gentlemen? We are back. DJ J-Ronin, the All Elements Mix Show on Delicious Vinyl Radio on the Dash Radio app, powered by Black League Entertainment. I got my brother Sav Killz right here. I'm sorry. my bad. I'm trying to do this. I'm gonna try to do it with the camera. Leave me alone, man. God damn it. Listen.
He's autistic, man. I don't know what's going on, man.
So anyway, we have a legendary MC here with us today. Give it up one time, y'all, for Elder Sensei of the legendary Artifacts. Woo!
What up, what up, what up? Peace, peace.
Peace, brother, peace. You know, all that, you know, I gotta, you know, not biting Nori, but you deserve a lot of flowers, man. You've been in the game a long time and you show a lot of love, always humble, always never hard to work with. You know,
no, it shouldn't be. It should be easy.
There's so many artists who I deal with them and then they're a headache. And I'm just like, why? Like, I'm trying to help you grow your brand, like, and you wanna, oh no, why? You know? Right. So shout out to you. You always been very supportive of you know, what we do as All Elements. And you know, you're on the Crack Kills project with Sav and CX Kidtronic, the graffiti joint that's finally coming out soon. Whoa. That's coming out crazy. Shout out to those brothers. Cool G Rap's also on the project. Sadat X is on the project. Cool Keith. Yeah. It's a nice lineup. Nice, you know.
A lot of family.
Yeah. Yep. But you know, for those that don't know, you're from Newark, New Jersey, born and raised. You are low life. You are Ayak, I believe, as well. But you're from another Jersey crew as well, correct?
Well, yeah, I got my crew, Low Styles, me, my man Polo Ice, pretty much.
Right.
PTU, Polo Team USA. We had a few names, but over the years, people became to recognize me and Ice for a lot of things. I always tell people Ice was the originator. I used to go boosting with this dude. I never knew how he would do it. I would be scared this nigga go. He don't. Only dude I used to know go in the mall with nothing, no jacket, come back out, goose on, jeans, sneaker. I'm like, wow. So my man was a pro, man. So like, we had our foundation out here, and we always knew cats from the city. We always knew the low lives, especially when Ziggy video came out. Prancer, me and him became real good friends since then.
Right. That's my dude. Yeah.
So yeah, our ties run deep with the low life crew.
Right. And then I know you also do graff. And of course, you're an amazing MC. So let's take it back. What was it like for you growing up in Newark, New Jersey? And how did you first get into the hip hop culture?
Well, like all kids my age, I mean, when you was growing up in my area, in that era, you pretty much try to do everything. So right. I was a b-boy first. Then I learned how to DJ, but I didn't have equipment. So I would just go to my friend's house. But that was just something I did, just learned how to do. You pick up all the elements. So right. Graffiti was my thing, b-boying was my thing, and then I picked up on the MCing part, and not knowing what, when I first started doing it, it was like I was playing around with it. But the more you sat there in front of that radio, you wanted to do all the things you heard your heroes doing. So whether it was KRS, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Red Alert, Molly Moore, I was into all of it. So the rhyme part got to be inside of me a little bit more. And sometimes when you practice all the elements, you know which one you're good at that you're going to go and do the most. So it became that for me as an MC. But growing up, I used to battle everybody on the block with cardboard. I was king around my area. Shout out to the Blue Force. Wiz Kids was around here. They was a crew. Pretty much I grew up like y'all did. I just I wanted to see which I was good at a lot of the elements, but the MCing part came out to be the most prolific.
Right. When did you realize this is what you wanted to do professionally? And when did you link up with Tame and the whole artifacts thing happen?
Well, I didn't know if how the professional part would come into it, of course, when we was doing it. But once I got good at it, being in talent shows in school and in the neighborhood, I began to take it a little bit more seriously as far as doing the songs, and I was making my own beats, and I was making beats with my man. As far as song wise, my man Rhino CMZ, he was down with our crew called the Boss Mob. I was doing demos with him at his crib early on, and that's how I became to meet Tame, because he knew the same people I knew, but we didn't know each other. So mutual friends got us together, and one day I happened to be at the studio where he recorded at too, and he came when we knew he was gonna be there. So once I met him, this was like 88, 89. We just clicked, and we started doing demos. And once everybody started getting deals around our neighborhood in the hood, you know, as far as like Redman, Naughty came first, Kim was at the underground, like all of these people was coming out, and me and Tame was in the neighborhood, but we wasn't professional. So everybody was like, okay, when y'all coming out with something. And fortunately, we went to Stretch and Bobbito show, got on for like 15 minutes like everybody else back in the day. But for some reason, I don't know, when we got up there, people really, you know, Stretch and Bob just kept asking us where we was from. We like from Jersey. So they didn't know any Jersey MCs that look or sound like me and Tame. So before we said Jersey, they thought we was from New York. So like, you know, and I think
y'all low down on the graff chip too.
Tame had the dreads. I was low down, but we, you know, we just had a vibe about ourselves that to this day people still don't believe that Jersey had a early, I wouldn't say following, early scene of the same things that was happening in New York was happening here.
Absolutely.
I mean, Jersey is right there. You know,
y'all look brothers. Y'all.
Right. And that's
so much Sugar Hill gang is from Jersey.
Right.
If you think about it,
because like people in New York, not so much Manhattan, but once you start venturing into Brooklyn, you start going uptown. They have an assumption of what Jersey artists look and sound like, but because we played a part of the culture so much as in the graffiti element and just we were talking about, I think that people didn't, you know, until we did the video, until they saw New Jersey Transit and Newark Police, was when people was like, oh damn, they from Jersey, what the fuck? They graffiti in Jersey, because everybody knows that everything starts in New York, but because we right next to New York, we used to always tell people, we see the same shit y'all see, just our cable is different. We just right across the bridge and across the Hudson.
Y'all was like the sixth borough, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all had a real impact. Jersey definitely
I feel like Long Island and Newark, or Long Island and Jersey, or North Jersey in general, is just, you know, it's right there.
But not until like artists started coming out, like La T and La Kim Flavor Unit, you know, they were King they was putting out records early. So that was like, you know, we had that following in Jersey at the time. And not until Naughty came is when they started, you know, we coming out like bullets in the chamber. Naughty.
Y'all had a stronghold. Jersey had a stronghold for a little bit at that time, man. And people ain't really recognize. We had to bow down, like, yo, Jersey's on their thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and that's thanks to a lot of hard work, because it was a time where you couldn't go to New York and say Jersey, man. You couldn't say that shit at all. Like, you would
Now just. Not the dogs, we knew it. We knew it is now just, man. You know what I mean? Always been.
Right.
You know?
So how did that first album come together, and how did you link with Buckwild?
Well, Buck, I practically asked for him. We got the deal.
One of my favorite producers, by the way. Shout out to Buck. Yeah.
We started getting into making a record, and they were like, who y'all want to use for us production? Of course, we like Large Pro, P-Rock, Primo. They like, y'all ain't got no money for that. So at the time, T Ray was working with Double X Posse. He did not gonna be able to do it. He did the head cracker. So he was working with them heavy. He was working with Sean J. Period and his group called Down South. So he pretty much we started working with T Ray, and we knew he was working with Cypress Hill, and he was working with a heavy metal band called Helmet. So we used to just go to his crib and we heard so many things about him. Like we got to see everything right in our face. He did all these songs with us, but he did them with us. So Buck, they asked us, you know, I was like, okay, so what's up with dude who made the record for Finesse and Sadat and Diamond? He said, oh, you talking about the Camp Front? I said, yeah, let's get him. So he's like, all right, cool. So he set up a meeting with Buck. We was in the studio, Soundtrack Studios in Manhattan. We met him there. Actually, Rock Raider was there with him. We did right that day. Buck right in our face. The day we met him, he made the Come On to Get Down beat in the studio right in our face.
Wow.
So we were like, okay, cool, that's one. And he wound up doing What Goes On and Attacking New Jerusalem on the album. So, you know, to this day, Buck, you know, was in the beginning stages just like we were.
Right.
So we came together. So like, you know, it made a lot of sense. And at the time with Raider just before he became DMC champion. So all of the cuts that you hear on the first album with the songs we did with Buck, Raider did all the cuts on Dynamite Soul remix. He did cuts on that. Raider was on the road with us as our tour DJ, and we were sharing him with Showbiz and AG. So working with Buck like made a lot of connections with us in the DITC crew as well.
I have a question for you. So, you know, there's the perception that you're the more calm business-minded person in Artifacts, and Tame is the more crazy one. But I met you later on. Were you more wild and crazy in that era, that first album? Or you was always more
the same way? I'm the same person back then that I am now.
Yeah.
Tame was never.
He don't believe in astrology.
Hold on, man. Stop.
Now go ahead. What did they say?
He don't believe in astrology. That's that Capricorn thing, man.
Astrology.
I'm born January 7th.
15th.
Right. See, there you go.
Same day as Dr. Martin Luther King.
Can you answer the question, please?
No, but I heard him. I heard him. No, Tame wasn't. I would say so much crazy. He was just a little bit more outgoing.
Right.
And within our group, I was always the more say, I want to say business minded one because we both was like that, but I was more the point man. You know, I was accessible. I'm the one everybody sees the most. I go out the most. Right. So in our group, I became a representative in such a way where I know how Tame is. I know the things he will and won't do. Whereas for me, I'm more open to do whatever I need to do to push the group name or the brand.
Right.
Even still to this day, like me doing the merch and everything like that.
Yeah, you know, I have the same shirt you're rocking right now. I bought it right off you. Fire shirts, hats, everything, you know. Merchandise is a big part of the game, and I'm glad you
tapped into it.
Right.
Right. I have always done shirts like through the years, and I never really stopped doing that. It's just that when I would say 2014, I just was like, okay, let me just sit down real quick and focus. Let me make some hoodies. Let me make some hats. Let's see if I can actually really do this in a certain way where I wasn't just doing t-shirts. And the first batch of hoodies I did, I was like, oh, I sold them all, got rid of all of them, but then I spent some of the bread because I had to pay bills and stuff like that.
Right.
I was like, okay. I said, next time I do it, I'm gonna just build on it and not touch the bread and have it separate. And since then, I've just been, you know, growing and growing. There are things that do happen where you have to find reliable people to work with you, whether it be the printers. You know, I have shout out to Knockout Custom Tees out in LA. Shout out to New Jersey Ink Shop in Long Branch, New Jersey. These are the people that help me do the merch, get everything together. They help me out a lot. over the last couple of years. Shout out to Vinny from Naughty by Nature, who put me on to the New Jersey ink shop. And he helped me out a lot, even in the past with different other print guys that I work with. So I salute him a lot as far as helping me out with that.
Yeah,
not a lot of people that help you do that, but that's why I help a lot of people when they come to me, and I extend the favor because I know how it is for me. You know, no matter who I am, I tell people, oh, don't ever say that. You know, you such from the blah blah blah. I'm like, no, don't say that. It's like I'm like everybody else, man. Like, trust me, I got to pay for everything. It's nothing free. I pay for features. I pay for stupid whatever. It's all. I always say it's like it's an investment.
Right.
You invest in yourself, you get things out of it.
Right. And you know, if you don't invest in yourself, why should someone else invest into what you're doing? You know.
Exactly. You know, I tell a lot of people when I be on Instagram or Facebook, like I see people just scrolling. I'm like, yo, look, I don't have enough time in the day. I put up my stuff, and I come back to see if anybody want to buy something or see if anybody want to, you know, work wise, like business.
Right.
You know, I try to keep my page work minded, business minded. No TikTok videos, no
right.
pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like people wonder why they stuff don't work. They don't work, but it's just that maybe people should get a business page and then a personal page.
Right.
I
mix it. I mix it just because I feel like people want to see a little bit of your personal life, but I don't put too much in there.
Right. The only thing I put up there personal is when my kid's birthday comes. That's it.
Yeah.
Everything else is not. I don't feel like it's for me to show because it's really nothing to show. Like people come over here to see action. They come over here to see studio work or features or things I've done. I don't think me walking down the street talking about something is gonna be so entertaining. You know, I'm like,
right.
And then there's also too, you know, I won't see any results of that. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, because I've been on it so long, if I put up personal stuff, then I put up business, personal, business. I'm like, so I'm confusing the person that's watching me because they only really want to know about what you're doing musically. Don't nobody care that you, like, they only care about my son's birthday. I'm just saying that because it's for him, you know, more or less for me to show him my love toward him, you know, and I respond to people's comments. I respond, you know, but I try to make everybody else understand too that this is a platform for the public. So understand what you put up, everybody will see. What you say, everybody will see. So whether they wearing the merch and as a woman, I try to tell them to be not even say be respectful because a lot of ladies are. But some of these dudes that be on these pages, man, they get crazy. They see things and they get excited, and you know they start reaching out, and they got to understand these women don't want to be bothered like that. You know, they trying to, you know, I want them to be respected just as much as everybody else want their respect.
Of course.
There's a lot of things that I choose not to put up because I know how dudes gonna act as far as with a woman. But then when you put a woman thing up, whether they wear the t-shirts or not, everybody try to lean into that. Oh, you must be smashing. She wearing your shirt. I'm like, bro, it's not that serious.
They're just supporting their fan of music. Yeah.
You know, everybody take things that they want and go with them somewhere else. So
fans are fans. It's not like that necessarily. By the way, I just had a flashback to an Artifacts memory.
Okay.
There was a time when you and Tame weren't working as much together, and it was before any reunions. And I think you were rocking at Rocksteady in Lincoln Park in Newark. And he's in the crowd, and I'm with him in the crowd. We're hanging out, and you're performing. And I don't know if you called him to the stage.
My man was texting him. My man was texting him while he was standing there with you.
Right.
And everybody was texting him like, "You really gonna just stand there and don't do nothing?"
Right. So you know what I did? I put him over the side, and I was like, "Listen, Tame, you got your solo career, and that's beautiful, but you guys are powerful together as well. You know, you got to get, you know, Tame One brand, the Sensei brand, both great brands, but also get the Artifacts money. You wildin'. You could be touring, getting, you know, do both." So I'm like, listen, you got to go up there. I'm talking, I'm like, come on, bro. I'm like pushing him, and he's like, no, come on, like, and he ended up going up there and you guys rock, and that's the first time I've seen you guys rock together in a long time. I don't know what year that was.
I'll tell you right now, that energy was so crazy because people really thought we was beefing, and it was never like that. It was just we had ran our course with the label and everything like that. So it was just, you know, personal things happen in life, and just sometimes separate. And once we did that, we were able to find ourselves. Even with me doing that show that day, that was me just being myself in a way where I couldn't, you know, worry about past things. But for everybody in that park, it was strange that he was out in the crowd and didn't be on stage. But when I saw him walking,
but he came up, right? And y'all
came up, and he straight was like, "Yo, come here, man. Y'all gotta stop this right now." So my man is texting to him, dude all texting to him.
I'm literally pushing him. Like, come on, bro. I'm like, I start dragging him to the stage.
By the time I knew it, he was on the stage walking behind me.
Yeah.
So like that part is a picture on the internet with me and him like about to shake hands and shaking hands. When that happened, I'm gonna tell you, that park exploded. Then we got to perform at least 2 songs, and Chaos was with me, and that was like the end for everybody. Okay. And we got back together after that. That was 2008.
And I remember that. You know, I had forgotten about it, and that just came to me like, wow. And you know, I know just me talking to him and pushing him a little bit helped. I know it's not just me; it's like everybody else was, you know, going for it as well. I'm physically pushing him. But you know, I was just really happy that day, and you know, and I know you guys have done a lot of tours since then. You know.
Yes.
I remember, I remember we was at Southpaw and whatnot. Y'all was backstage, and I think I came up to say something to Tame, and I made a mistake, man. I was so like, you know, pleased to see y'all, you know what I mean? Like, and I came up the team and something came out my damn mouth, and it was an embarrassing moment. I was like, yo. What did he say? I was chewing some gum and something flew out my mouth, and Tate jumped back and was like, yo, what the fuck? I was like, oh, man. I'm like, but I was so to see y'all, you know what I mean? And y'all inspired me, of course, you know what I mean? Like with the graffiti, like you know, and from that era, I'm from that era, so I know what y'all mean to the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Not until we split up. We knew more of that. That's when we started figuring out, like people like yourself. You know, one thing about me and Tame is a lot of people rock with us because we're not like a lot of other artists, and we're not so much like I never let this music game get to my head to a point where I felt like we were so much more than everybody else. You watch all these song shows, you watch all these shows with people that had a career and they go to their highest, and then when they come down, it's like Ralph Crinton said, always know when you on your way up, you're gonna see them same people on the way down.
Right.
Always better for you to understand your position and know to be humble.
Right.
You know, have to be, no matter how much you do, no matter how good you are, you have to stay humble, because that makes you understand that you only who you are because of all these other people that put you on a certain pedestal or platform.
Right.
But I always let people know, because of, even though it's what that is, we still human, we still regular dudes, you know, whether we make money doing this or not. I never looked at this as more than that. So I thought that I was better than the next dude. I just happened to make records. But I will say, doing this business, there are a lot of people that want to do what I do. So I understand that more, and the feeling that people have when they watching you do this stuff. You have to understand that because they're not doing it, this other person may have feelings of, say, you know, happy for you, and it could be a whole other feeling. But I recognize that there are a lot of feelings that go into doing this. I just think that when you keep your head level, and whether you winning or you surviving, you just have to make people understand and know, like, look, I might be doing this shit, but I'm just like you, man. You know what I'm saying? Don't think that I'm so much more than you. We are the same. I bleed. I just happened to come out in a time in an era where, we got signed that was important to a lot of people. Right. So I know that these songs we've made, especially Wrong Side, it sticks in a lot of people's head because even when we put that out as a single, that wasn't the like party record. It wasn't like the anthem record. It's so much to say when we did it. We did the song also because Lord Jamar did it with us in the first place. He did the original version. G-Ray and us did the version y'all hear now today.
Right.
And we recognize that if Jamar didn't ask us, who are y'all? He pretty much like, what do y'all do? Like, make a song about that. And we made a song about the graffiti.
Right.
So, and that's the one that won for us. And that's the one that forever in my life, till I'm old and gray in the wheelchair, and somebody wheel my ass out on stage, I'll be talking about some artifacts from the wrong side of the tracks.
So we on that note, I would like to ask you what sparked you to do Graff, and when did you start writing? And like,
I would say like
influences writing as well.
Yeah.
81, 82, my influence was being a b-boy and watching TV and seeing videos where graffiti was in them. I went to the Bronx Zoo one day, and I was just amazed. But also I was amazed at New York because it was like, damn, the Bronx looked like a war zone. We got out the train station after looking at all the train cars go by. Got outside, just like, damn, they bombed this shit up out here. And then we went to the zoo and we come back to the train station. I'm looking at all the graffiti everywhere, but I was just like, yo, I want to be in this shit. It just so happened.
Right.
Same day, we go home. I go home from New York. I get home, turn the TV on. We eating dinner. And what is on Channel 13?
Star Wars.
Star Wars came on.
Wow.
That's a piece of K-Slay, by the way, Des.
Word up. That's what I was getting to. Like K-Slay, these dudes in this movie made me want to be a graffiti artist, made me want to be an MC, because everything in that movie was about graffiti. I mean, about the hip hop culture. So all wrapped in one. Then like after that, Wild Style came out, and that made me want to do it even more. So this was the thing to do.
Right.
Before that, just all playing football and basketball and playing on the street.
Right.
This became something skill-wise that you could get into that was totally different from football and basketball. So I was attracted to it, and I was sucked in.
Like what names did you see at that time? Like when you be traveling on your travels and like, oh damn, I see this kid up everywhere. Oh snap.
Coming up in the hood, like my man Too Sweet Hakeem, he was a dude graffiti-wise that was all over. That's how I met Sortain. I was a teenager and he been writing, so I've seen his tags up. My man Porno, Max 165, my man Jay Byrne, my man Price. Price, he wrote Price and Mitch. So these were dudes I seen as a teenager going into high school. So like the people I know now, my man Rab, rest in peace, Rab just passed away. My man Benj, these guys in the hood were the guys that were like getting up. Like Tame in our group at Artifacts is the dude, the graffiti king. As far as he did a lot more things than I did because my father wasn't trying to hear that. So I didn't get with all the walls and go on the train. Tame, he did.
You know what's funny? I grew up around a lot of graffiti crews in Brooklyn and Queens dudes, but I want to do graff, but for some reason I have a very sensitive nose. So every time I was around somebody painting, I would start getting a bloody nose and get lightheaded. I was crazy. To this day, it had been years since I've been around people painting, and Sav and Shazzo York went out to paint after working on the song that you're on, and they started bombing my neighborhood up, and I'm like, we're outside, and I started leaking. I'm like, what?
That's the fumes getting to you.
Yeah. Oh, I know, you know.
I was writing Savage back in the days. Let's say VAGE, Savage. And then when I got knowledge of self, of course, then I was like, yo, okay, I can't have these people call me a savage no more. So it just became like Sav Killz, Savage Killer. Then I was around the guards too. You know what I mean? The Wu and, you know, Papa Wu and everybody and whatnot. And kind of influenced me. But yeah. So I was like,
they gave you that guidance. That was what Papa Wu did. Wu gave a lot of people guidance and knowledge in a way of where he saw, I think for him, he saw like the following that he was brewing, and even with Wu-Tang, where he was able to be an entity within himself to breed a lot of dudes, not under their umbrella, but that was influenced by them.
Right.
Definitely.
I definitely come from that cloth, them brothers.
Going back to being humble though, somebody I put kind of in the category of a cool, humble person like yourself, Sadat X. That's the big bro. I know y'all know each other forever probably, but how did the XL album happen? You know, I'm gonna definitely play some joints off of that in the mix.
Right, like, all right, so me and X been friends since 1991. Right, so like this record, his manager and my boy knew each other, and we was all out at the Smith and Wesson Pete Rock album release party. And before we went in there, this dude was like, he interviewed me and Sadat. After he did the interview, he asked me, he said, yo, did y'all ever think about doing an album together? I think that'd be interesting. And I ain't think about it like that. And then when he walked away, I looked at Sadat, I was like, shit, my man probably got something going right there. I don't know, but I never thought of that either. So then my man said, like, shit, why don't y'all do it? Joanne was like, maybe y'all should. I looked at X, I was like, let's go. And that was it. And we agreed to do it. We got all the stuff together, even though it took 11 years to do.
It's all good.
I'm not sure. Did I record anything for that?
I don't think so. I can't. I've been at your crib though when X recorded some stuff.
But Sadat was recording. I know a lot of the Diamond D project he did in my crib.
Right. So a lot of the stuff we did was like a little mixture of everything. Focus helped us out a little bit.
Right.
You know, we was in Jersey at my man Internal Quest crib. We did most of that there.
Okay.
So like he came to Jersey a lot when we did that record. And then we was in my man's studio in Brooklyn. I know he's gonna kill me because I ain't getting it right there. Dragon's Lair studio. All right. Okay. So we was there. That record was fun because working with X was real easy. You know, like X is a Capricorn. He a December Capricorn. Different.
Wow.
January born in December different. I found out how fiery X was.
Yo,
Cap Club. We gonna all be on rocks.
And then Shabam is maybe there's something to being y'all Capricorns. Because Shabam's a Capricorn too. I get so many of my friends are Capricorns.
Silk scarf and cigars. Yeah, we all gonna be at our own yachts, some silk guards, cigars, chilling. Nobody can come out here.
I'll say this about X. Like, we would have conversations before we would record, and nothing specific, nothing we saying that we're gonna talk about in this song, just conversation. And then when he would go in the booth and say what he was saying, I was like, oh shit, he pretty much talking about like the conversation we just had.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of weird because he was one guy I can say that like I didn't have to think about as far as doing songs. We never really went into a song like, yo, we're gonna talk about this, we're gonna talk. So we just would feed off each other.
Right.
And I guess he would follow my lead on certain stuff. The Power Move song, I would say was the hardest song for me because when I came in the studio, he already had the hook done. He already had his first verse done. So when he came in and started I had to copy what he said. So I had to even do the hook with him. So it was like, oh shit, it's gonna be different. I had to
flow is so different than yours.
Y'all got some of the most orthodox flows, man.
Yeah, you do.
Voices and flow. Y'all
very unique styles. Yep.
You have two very unique standout styles that's just like it will never go anywhere. It has no beginning, no end. You know what I'm saying?
Even when he was doing the song, you know, we was recording him, and then I knew after a while he probably wasn't listening to him. So one day we was in front of his building before he moved from Brooklyn. And we were sitting in front of the building, we all drinking and smoking. And I put the headphones on him. I said, let me play these for you. And he was sitting there looking at me, and he told me to stop it. He said, yo, I said all this shit, yo. I was like, yeah, man. He said, yo, I'm saying mad shit. I said, listen, for what it's worth, X. He said, no, L, I'm gonna tell you something. You making me work. You're making me work, man, because I never told you this before. He said, but I feel like, I look at you like I can lock you in the room with Quali and Most Def and Black Thought and all you dudes. I know you'll come out the room swinging. I know I couldn't go in that room, but I look at you. You're a lyrical dude, and I really think that got a lot to say for who you are. I was like, man, shut up. I was like, I'm a fan of you. Yeah, I'm the reason why I'm like you. The reason why I'm like this. Part of I always tell people I look at MCing like I don't know if you remember this, but the episode of the Super Friends when they all lost their powers and Robin had to get all of their powers to save all of them. But now you talking about a man who never have no powers. He's able to fly with Superman, use heat vision, have Batman stuff and invisible jet and all. He's like, damn, I got everybody power. So to me, that's the same thing of how you find yourself as an MC because you're a fan of all of these other MCs first before you even become an MC yourself. So know it or not, when you first start off, you're using powers of all these people because that's what you know in your mind until you find your own style to use to be in battles and to be on record and to be in fights on the mic and stuff like that. So you do wind up, like when I first started, I was sounding like Coogee Rap and maybe Big Daddy Kane. Wow. I was on stage, I had a flat top, I had a gold chain, a silk shirt and some valleys and slacks on. So yeah, I played the part of not even say so much a fighter, but an influencer, of influencee of stuff that I knew was the real thing, but I had to find my own way to do the real thing. So that's how I told X how I am with him. Like when we met them in 1990, I found out that for Jamar and him and X, me and Tane was their first like fan experience. This is 1990, Harlem State Building, MTV, and they on stage doing Drop the Bomb and Wake Up. Pooba wasn't there, so they didn't do Wake Up or nothing like that. They did Feel So Good, and they did a couple of other songs. And when they got off stage, that was the only reason why we went to the city to go see them. And I didn't care. I didn't care about nobody else out there on the street. I went up to Jamar, what's up? My name is MCL, the Sensei. This is my brother Tane one, and I just played him in the demo, and he was just like, oh shit, like this. And we talked to him and told him how much we liked their music, and everybody was standing there looking at, like the whole crowd was looking at me and Tane talking to them. So we was just like, I was just up front with him, and he was like, yo, I gave him my phone number, and I was like, just if you like it, just call us, whatever.
Lord Jamar's real cool and humble, and easy to deal with too.
Back then, no, it's One for All. Video wasn't even out, so like All for One rather. So album wasn't even out. So he befriended me and Tame just off that day. I gave him my number. He called me like a month later, and just saying what up. Then the next week after that, he called me again. Him and Joe Fatal came to Jersey.
Right.
We went to this club called Sensation, and this was like the only club in Jersey where all the New York rappers came to. So was able to do shows on Friday night with hip hop night was strong. So we took him there. Everybody in the club was like, "Oh shit!" Because he had just gave me and Tame some Brand Nubian Scullies. So we in the club with shit on. People like, "Oh shit, y'all down with them?" I was like, "That's it. Go right there." So we go in the picture room, and me, him, and Tame and Joe Fatal go take a picture. The whole club is see us take a picture. They all in the picture now. Jamal's like, "Oh, what's going on?" He was happy, and he saw that me and Tame wasn't like some dudes that was wanted something from him.
Right.
He could see it was real genuine that he actually picked us to, be friends with him where this dude would invite us to New Rochelle, just come to his crib. We wasn't doing no music. We were just hanging out, entertainment. And this is why I wasn't smoking. We go to him only till we went to Sadat crib is when he must have told X, like, let's do some music with them. But it's a song called Check the Fine Print on YouTube right now. You can go check the fine print. Sadat, me, Jamar, and Tame. Bobito played it a couple of times, a lot actually. It's definitely on YouTube called Check the Fine Print. So we did that song with them, and then that's when Jamar asked us like what we was about, and we proceeded to write Wrong Side of the Tracks. Only reason why we could use this version because it was a James Brown sample, and the label wasn't trying to pay for it. And once we re-recorded the song, I couldn't get, because he did the original hook and everything, so I couldn't get him in the studio because he was on the road with him and Sadat, and he was doing Brand Nubian. So I couldn't bring him in to do the hook.
I got a question for you. You know, me, I've recorded Sadat a lot, and I don't know if he means to do this, but sometimes some of his lines are so fucking funny to me. And you ever just start cracking up? Like, what the fuck did you just say? Like he had a line. He had a line.
Power Move song when he got a line where he say, "Dude look big in the medium shirt." I'm like, oh my God, he's stupid.
he had a line. We ended up making it the hook as well. A song with Sav on that same Sav Killz project. He said, "You're the type to be peace to the God ham sandwich in your pocket." So he called the song "Ham Sandwich." The video was coming soon. But I just love him. You know, he's just hilarious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Speaking of people who also crack me up, shout out to Jake Palumbo. Tell us what the project you guys got. He's always beefing with some right-wing dickhead. I love it.
Jake, I think, is a side comedian on the side. He's a comedian.
Yeah, definitely.
But he has a very good outlook on this game. He don't take it too serious either. I like that about him. Me and Jake, I was supposed to just go do a remix for him, record it for Shabam, Graffiti the World. I liked him so much that day. I rolled up an L and I was like, yo, play me some beats. And I liked a few. And next time I came back, I recorded one, which was Blast Off. Then I came back, I recorded another one. And another one, just like I told him, like, we might as well make an album. And that took about 7 years, but Jake helped me do a lot of things in between that. He mixed and mastered the album with me and Sadat. He just did the album with me, and I'm gonna wait for that. I'll tell you, I'm about to let out
secret album.
It's not so much a secret though. Like, I think people by now know the Artifact's coming with a new album that's entirely produced by Buckwild, DITC. So the artwork is done.
Wait. The whole album was Buckwild?
10 joints.
Oh my God.
That's gonna be, I already know y'all niggas went in on that. I already know. I can't wait to hear that.
Yes, we got Afro on the joint.
Ooh. Nice.
We got Rascal on the joint. That's it.
Nice.
My man,
were you in the studio with Buckwild working on it?
Nah, actually we recorded everything here at my crib in the basement. But we mixed everything with Jake in Brooklyn at his studio. So this album is tightly mixed, is mastered very well. A lot of records, you know.
I was gonna ask you who, if you were in the studio, were you guys battling who had the flyer Polo outfit? But you know, you were
Nah, Buck knows what's up. He know me. I've been like, even since Buck know me, when we was doing the first album, he was like that even back then.
Right.
He what it's about. There's some pizza in there too. So like, yeah, but me and Jake,
I gotta open this. Can I get on that? Can I get on that? Can I get a video on that? I gotta try.
It's already. We've been waiting for a year. It's packaged already. We're waiting for the to be. It should be pressed up by now. With the COVID, really like.
Yeah. Vinyl's taking a lot longer than 3 months nowadays.
Yeah, our shit. Look, a year. I still don't know when it's coming.
Wow.
Nah,
who are you putting it out through?
It's gonna be on Smoke On Records out of Germany.
Okay.
They did the re-release of the That's Them album, and they did the Lost Files demo album we put out with them. So
right.
Doing a good job. We just you know, some things you can't control, but it's coming, y'all. I tell everybody all the same thing. I put the artwork up like once, and then I ain't put it up again after that. So
wow.
It exists. It's coming.
Okay.
So we got y'all look forward to the Talib and most the black.
Got a lot of great things coming.
Oh man.
Marcella's doing a new album too, so I'm waiting to hear that.
Man.
You working on any solo projects right now?
Yeah, bro. I got like 4 solo albums ready to come.
Oh man.
Me and my man Tony Galvin, who passed away last year, producer. We got I ain't just saying this either. There's a phenomenal record I did with him. The beats are very big. These songs, Shabam is on one of the joints.
Shut the band. That's my bro.
With me on the hook on one of the songs. I got Moni Love on the track.
Wow.
I rock the MC on the track.
Wow.
You said Shy Rock.
Shy Rock.
Shy Rock. Yeah, I know.
Oh, Shy Rock. Yeah.
Shy Rock.
Yeah, man. My man Scam 2 is on the album.
Okay.
Oh, word.
His artwork is crazy too.
Word.
He got the artwork for the record. My man
That's dope.
I got my man Dynass from Miami. He on like 2 joints with me.
He's dope. That's the homie. Yep.
Yeah, this record is gonna be real big. I just wish my man was alive to see the record come out. You know, we worked on it really for a long time, just perfecting it. But a lot of people that seen a few videos I've put up with one of these songs, they keep asking me, "What's up with that record?" I said, "Nah, that's coming." And it's a real personal for me. Me and my man Mint Plus, producer from Jersey, we got an album that's coming out. We worked on this record in 2012. It's finally about to come out now. I got a record with my man A Sharp, the whole album. I'm finishing up with him. My man Duplicates is a drum and bass hip hop producer. I got an album coming out with him. And I know I'm forgetting something probably. I don't think I am, but yeah, like there's a couple of all these releases back to back.
Yeah, see, you're not the only one that has stuff in the stash, man. Like, sometimes
I know
timing.
Got a lot of that, trust me.
Yeah, we just got this distribution deal with Fat Beats, so we're working with them. I know you worked with them in the past.
Yes, still do.
Yep. Yeah, man. Well, I don't want to hold you up too long. I know you're in the crib. You got pizza coming.
Yeah, word. Yeah, my son breaking his fast right now, so he came downstairs to eat. It's past 7:45, son. Eat.
Yep. But I appreciate you, man.
Man, thank y'all. Listen,
do a whole mix, dedicated to you, bro.
Dude, to me, since I met you, Sav, you've been the same way, man. Like,
yes, man.
I salute y'all for doing what you're doing. In the same way, I want to salute my man Doc Ock, Rock the House.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Rest in peace, man. I'll be at his viewing on Thursday. This is gonna air on Wednesday. Yeah.
Man, we lost a good one.
I feel bad when I see stuff like that, because the one thing I always say with guys like y'all and with Doc, Doc really cared about what he was doing. Whether he had money to offer or no money. Right. It was hard to say no to him. Because I knew what he stood for. I knew what he always came to me, offered me his services. And when people like him go, you wish more for people like him, because of what he contributed and to the culture. He contributed a lot.
He definitely kept things going here in New York when, a lot of venues stopped doing our type of underground hip hop. They were, they were only focused on the big names and dick riding pretty much. And he kept a lot of people working at the Lancey, Rock the House, and even before that on the radio.
Even when he had the little radio station with him and his man, when he had that little spot. He brought me and Sadat there. Yeah, we did a dope ass interview with him. He made sure we was good. And I always used to tell him, like, Doc, man, I thank you a lot for just going all out the way you do, but you do understand why I do this with you, right? It's not about the bread. You have a good heart and soul for this game. So for a lot of people that want to get paid for doing what they do, they got on a lot of his stages where they didn't. So that really shows you what they felt about him too, because they just want to get on stage and spit. A lot of that was at the Delancey. A lot of guys got on stage at the Delancey. They didn't get offered a lot of bread or any at all. It was just about when.
And him and Toshi wasn't caking up over there either. They were doing it more for the culture.
And that's what I knew. That's why I was like, yo, I'm not. You know, anytime he did something, it was because he wanted to. When I told him no, he was still like, nah, L, I gotta get you. So you my man. I still gotta get you something. You deserve it. And I was like, you deserve it as well. That's why I feel like when they did the show in Atlanta at Shabam spot, I told him, yo, I'm in. I know what he was trying to do. So it shows you the same thing. So before I leave out here, I just want to give my man a rest in peace shout.
Definitely.
And we all cared about him.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like we just got to take care of our health more. I know I'm big, but I'm in the dojo. I'm pulling Sav to the dojo. I'm eating better, and we got to encourage each other to be healthier. You know, we're not getting any younger. You know, that's why I have the Rolling Ronin brand, trying to push people to train and be in martial arts and get a little more discipline. You know, put the drugs and the alcohol down, and you know,
that's the thing. You guys got to understand, we're not 25 no more. Like, dude is 53. I'm 51. So I never was into like heavy drinking. I do smoke, I say that, but that's different than even other things that people do in excess as well.
Right.
You got to be moderate in what you're doing, because we can't recuperate as fast as we used to.
Yeah. And some of us just don't need to do it at all. Balance.
Right. Yeah. That's what's leading to a lot of people's death, because you can't keep doing that shit for so long.
No. You know, you got to take care of ourselves and you know, keep our immune system strong, the vitamins and the oils and all that good stuff. You know.
Yeah, man.
You know, I'm tired of this, man. There's too many people passing away. You know, Case Lay just passed too.
And this is the thing people got to understand: your body is real. This is not. We only got one.
Right.
You know, when you get to this part of your life, you see all the commercials with the old men jogging, you know, and shit like that. That's a real thing.
You know, not to put you out there, but you know, you're doing good out here, man. I see you.
I try to stay at the gym.
Right.
Know that I'm getting older. I just try to really make people understand that, you know, when people look at the back of these album covers, those are years past, and they know we getting up to a certain point. So people know, man, like, I'm not gonna be the one sitting on the couch. I go to the gym, I stay active, and just practice in a way of how you speak, because you want people to follow you, especially with something like that.
Right.
Strong crew, gotta lead by example.
Definitely.
Right.
All right, man. You know, I appreciate your time again.
Good, Jay.
You know, salute.
Y'all, I thank y'all for having me on, Sav Killz. I'm waiting for that album, brother.
Got you, fam. Whatever you need from me, you know I'm here, God.
No. I definitely. I ain't forget, because I look. As soon as I get all these records out the way, I got a whole new batch of things that's going on.
I'm here, man.
And it's like I'm about to do Marvel Phase 4. So I got you on that. I got a bunch of joints. I'm glad you said that. So I got you in mind. Trust me, for a couple of.
2 L's and Ayak too. Days up and all that.